Alright, it's the White Tiger Knight, and this is removing the UTG two-piece quad rail. This is not a free float or anything. This is just a kind of a cheap quad rail I got on here so I could put some accessories before I could save up for a free float. But it's really cheap actually, but I think it does the job. It actually doesn't have a lot of wobble, and it's got these kind of retaining screws here. Now the Allen screws, they got 4 of them. That kind of connect the two-piece rail together, and it kind of clamps down on the barrel nut, and so it's pretty effective. And it's just not free float, so I'm going to go ahead and swap this baby out. It's got some quick detach points, and again, just a standard issue cheese grater. So in my previous video I showed how you can remove that DPMS rail gas block, and I removed the flashlight and everything else, so that's already done. But you don't necessarily even have to do that in order to take this two-piece quad rail off. All you really need is this Allen screw, which is the size 3/32 of an inch, and you go ahead and remove these Allen keys, or these Allen screws with your Allen key. Once you get all 4 of those off, this thing basically just kind of falls off. Basically, it doesn't clamp anymore. It was clamped on the barrel nut, and so once you get these off, basically in the rear, you can just kind of loosen up the rear Allen screws, and that will unclamp it from the barrel nut and the duct ring and everything else. And then you can go ahead and basically kind of slide it off from there, but you don't even have to fully remove all the screws. But if you loosen the front screws a little bit and the rear screws, then as you can see here, it kind of will just slide right off. And I guess that somewhat helps because I have the gas block and the flash hider off, so I can just go ahead and slide this baby out the front. But that's what I'm going to go ahead and do here, and as you can see, it just pops straight through. If you want to remove both the top and bottom sections and leave your gas block intact, then you can just lift it off the top. But as you can see here, how it kind of clamps down back here onto the barrel nut. And again, I'm just going to go ahead and slide it off the front. You could again remove those and pop them off, but this is easier and I keep it intact. I'll pull it up here in a second and show you kind of how the set screws work and how it clamps down and all this other nonsense. So I mean, it's kind of somewhat similar to an MRF, I guess you could say, a Troy MRF, in the way that it clamps, although it's not nearly as strong and not necessarily free-floated. But it's, somewhat simple in nature, and it's definitely not as high quality or effective as an MRF, but it's kind of a similar concept in the sense that it clamps onto the barrel nut, although it's not free-floated. So it still actually causes pressure points towards the front of the barrel, which is not ideal for accuracy. So that's why I'm going to go ahead and put this free float quad rail. Again, mostly cheese grater, but I think it's effective because it gives you some space for accessories, and you don't have to worry about moving your rail sections around and everything else. When you want to mount something on there, it's all pretty much ready to go. So I mean, this guy is not so bad. I would recommend it. It's pretty cheap, but it gets you through. This up top here is a UTG Spectre length quad rail, free floated. Comes with a barrel nut and everything. It's pretty sick. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop that baby on there. And again, yeah, it's got the cheese grater and everything else, but it's low budget, and I bought this, pretty cheap, so it's definitely a good cost, and that's why I went with it. As you can see, it's Spectre length over the carbine length, which gives me a little bit of extra room, and I can get over and clear the gas block. And I have longer arms, so I think it'll help out. And just miles cheese grater here, but again, I think it's effective with mounting accessories on the fly. You don't have to worry about changing your rail attachments and everything else. You can just put it wherever you want it, wherever you need it, fairly quickly. So. And again, it's pretty cost effective, pretty cheap. So hopefully she'll hold up, and hopefully she'll improve the accuracy. As you can see, it comes with this pretty beefy barrel nut here, which attaches on the system. And as you can see, the difference with the old style non-free float. So hopefully she'll work well, and we'll keep you posted on that, and go through the removal of the delta ring and barrel nut. So stay tuned for future updates. Peace out.